Welcome to Easy Elim, Learning Simplified. My name is Ruth, and today we are going to be learning from 2 mathematics. And our topic for today is the angle properties of a circle. Our subtopic is cyclic quadrilaterals. So, in our previous lesson, we discussed on the properties of angles in different segments, and we used chords in the previous lesson, and we said that those angles that are subtended on the circumference by the same chord are usually equal. You can go back and check out that video that we discussed on those angles in the different segments. So today we are going to be looking at cyclic quadrilaterals. You start first by defining what cyclic quadrilaterals are, and then what exactly is a property of these angles. So cyclic quadrilateral with vertices lying on the circumference are usually called cyclic quadrilaterals. And the two properties is that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. When you hear supplementary angles, it means if you add them up, they're going to form to add up to 180 degrees. And the next property is if a side of a quadrilateral is produced, the interior angle is equal to the opposite of the exterior angle. So when you look at the first property, in this case, we have been given this example where we have angles A, B, C, and D of this cyclic quadrilateral. So if you take B and D, if you add them together, you're going to get 180 degrees. If you add A and C, you get 180 degrees. And then just remembering that if you have angle A, for example, and there is an exterior angle that is opposite of that angle A, then they usually equal. So this angle here is usually equal to this angle here. We're going to see some examples in a few to be able to understand these two properties. So let's look at those examples. So we have this question. We're supposed to look for all the unknown, that is A and B. And you notice you have been given 80 here. So you want to remember that one of the things we remember is that an angle on a straight line adds up to 180. So we can get this angle here. So we are going to say 180 minus 80, we will get 100 degrees. So that means angle PSR is 100 degrees. So this is 100 degrees. And remember the property we just discussed, the opposite angle in quadrilateral are supplementary. That means we can be able to get this angle. We said it's going to be 180 minus 100, since if you add up these two angles, they are going to add up to 180. So we have 80, so this angle is 80, and this is angle PQR. So we have PQR, we have PSR. So the next thing we need to look for is the value of A. So if we look at this larger triangle that we've been given, that is triangle PTQ, if you take all their angles, they need to add up to 180. So let's take up their angles and add them up. So we have 3A plus A plus 80 is supposed to add up to 180. So let's do the math. So 3A plus A is supposed to be 4A plus 80 is equals to 180 degrees. So 4A is going to be 180 minus 80, which gives us 100. So 4A is equals to 100 degrees. You divide by 4, you get the value of A is 25 degrees. So this angle here is 25. So this means this angle PQS is going to be 3 times 25, which gives us 75 degrees. So if we were to get this angle B here, if this is 75, remember we said that 3A plus B will give us 180 because they are supplementary. So 75 plus B will give us 180. So B is equals to 180 minus 75. So this will give us 105. So B is going to be 105 degrees. So you see how we use those two properties to be able to understand. And you notice, as we said, the exterior angle, this angle here, that is angle RST is equals to Q. You can see how they are related. Let's look at another question. So you have been told to look for the value of x and y. So the first thing you notice is we are going to get this angle here, and this angle is going to be 180 minus 80, which is going to give us 100 degrees. So this is 100 degrees. So remember also this angle 2x here is equals to 80, or you can go ahead and say 2x plus 100. Since they are supplementary, will give us 180. So 2x is equals to 180 minus 100, which will give us 2x is equals to 80. So you divide by 2 both sides, you get the value of x to be 40. So 2x means this is 8. So now that we have the value of x, then we can get 3x. So it will be 3 times 40, which will give us 120. So this is 120 degrees. So we know that y plus 120 is equals to 180, this angle here, because they are complementary. So y is equals to 180 minus 120, which will give us y is equals to 60 degrees. So you see how easy it is as long as you can remember those simple properties. Let's look at another example. So we are looking for this angle, we are looking for angle x and angle y. So you know that the opposite angles are supplementary in a cyclic quadrilateral. So we know that 60 plus 2y is equals to 180, and also x plus 110 is equals to 180. So let's solve that. So 60 plus 2y is equals to 180. So 2y is equals to 180 minus 60. So 2y is equals to 120. So y gives us 120 divided by 2, which is equals to 60. So this y is 60, but there are two of them, so it becomes 120 degrees. Next is x plus 110 is equals to 180. So x is equals to 180 minus 110, which will give us 70. So x is equals to 70 degrees. So that's how we calculate these angles. And finally, the last question, the same way we were doing in the previous question. Remember, the opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral are and up to 180. So we know that x plus 40 is equals to 180. So x is equals to 180 minus 40. So x is equals to 140 degrees. And same case with x plus y, that is plus 80 is equals to 180. So y is equals to 180 minus 80. So that gives us that y is equals to 100 degrees. So check out more revision questions and notes on the same in the app, and get to understand and to revise on like how we calculate the cyclic quadrilateral. So sometimes you may get questions in which there is mixed properties. Since previously we discussed four other properties, that is the angles subtended by a diameter to the circumference, and angles subtended by a chord to the circumference, and also angles uh, in the same segment. So this property also can be merged with the properties of the cyclic angles in a cyclic quadrilateral, and sometimes you have to remember these properties merged together to be able to sort a certain question. So you can get those kind of questions also in the app, and try to apply the knowledge already that you have from the previous lessons. So see you in the next lesson.